welcome to my channel today. Okay, so my mom told us a story about how back in the days when we were quite young, when her car would spoil on the road, she would just quickly come out, wind up, and then she would call my dad to come and pick it. So anytime she gets stuck with her car on the road, she's not going to get bothered about what to do. She will just call my father. So along the line, my father died. And so one day her car broke down. And then she just came out, wound up the glass, and then was about to go. And it dawned on her, who is going to come and pick this car? And it was then she realized that this time she's going to bail herself out. So let me even ask you, what do you do when you're stuck in your walk with God? So very quickly, I'm going to be showing you some things that have helped me in times when I felt stuck, I felt like stale in my walk with God. So number one is this: you must wake up early. If you read Mark chapter 1 verse 35, it says, a great while before dawn, Jesus would wake up and he will arise a great while before dawn, and then he will go and pray. Now, it's very important for your walk with God for you to be an early riser. You can't just wake up carelessly, say by 8 or by 7, and think that you're going to be starting your day well. There is something about waking up early that helps your walk with God. You know, at that morning time, it's as though everywhere is quite peaceful and serene, and you can take out some time and then have some communion with your master. You know, when Jesus came back at the Garden of Gethsemane and saw the disciples where they were sleeping, and he told them, is it not even possible that you could have watched with me? That's in Matthew 26 verse 40. He came back and he met them sleeping, and he addressed Peter. He said, couldn't you have watched with me for just an hour? Then he said, watch and pray that you don't fall into temptation. So it's important that you don't just, for me, the best way to learn to pray is to just pray. And I know that back in the days, they used to teach us, if you don't pray for 1 hour, you've not started, you're not a serious believer, and all of that. Now, just keep that, on the side a bit. But I'm telling you now, and if you have 1 minute to pray, please pray. If you have 5 minutes to pray, pray. If you have 2 seconds to pray, please pray. By all means, make sure you're praying. But now, make sure that if you prayed 1 minute today, you don't remain in 1 minute. I mean, the point where you started crawling as a baby, you started growing, and you started walking, you started running, and you started flying. So imagine if you started crawling probably at 6 months as a baby, and then when you're 1 year, you're still crawling. When you're 2 years, you're still crawling. When you're 5 years, you're still crawling. Then there's a problem. So if you start praying, say by 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever amount of time, don't stop at that. Make sure that you graduate in your duration, and you will see the thing about praying is once you start, you don't want to stop. So you start today, you did probably 5 minutes, you see that tomorrow you've done 10, the next day you've done 30, the next day is 1 hour, then the next time you're not even counting time, you just want to spend time with your maker. Yeah, that's how it is. So make sure, one, you have to wake up early, and then you must make out time and pray. It's good you start it early, because starting out your day early, gives you this sense of fulfillment that you're doing something at the right time, before time. Like you're doing it early, you're doing it before it's a deadline, you're doing it before it's like a major problem. So number 2 thing I want you to do is this: whenever you feel stuck, is 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 12 says, bodily exercise profited little. Yes, that little is so important. Now, healthy spirits live in healthy bodies. So if you're not one giving to some physical exertion, it's going to be difficult for your spirit to be alert. Yes. Because your spirit needs your body to have expression. So for your walk with God to progress, your spirit man needs to grow. And for your spirit man to be healthy, you have to have a healthy body. You must be giving attention to some bodily exercise. You don't necessarily need to go to a gym. You can do it in your house, in your room. You can just do some sit-ups. You can do some aerobics. You can just, do some exercise. Or maybe you didn't have the time. Don't always take a boat or Uber. You can take a little walk. That's some steps in a day that you have conquered. It's is going to help you. So the next thing you should do when you feel stuck spiritually is listen to faith building messages. If you read Romans 10:17, it says that faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of the Lord. So for me, the number one faith building material is your Bible. So you must give attention to reading your Bible, and faith will just jump into your spirit, and then you will see that your spirit man will be alive. So whenever it is you're having issues, like doubt, you're not sure what you should do, you're not even interested in this Christian walk, you just feel really demotivated about your walk with God and everything around your Christian faith, listen to faith building messages. Begin with your Bible, and then there are different men of God who God has graced with some insight on different areas on your faith. Pick up their books, pick up those literatures, and then read. It's very important that you listen to faith building messages, because if you don't give it time, then you will not be able to ingest those faith filled words inside your mind that can jack up your spirit. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do by reason of trying to get yourself back on track with your walk with God is to learn to read. Yes, very, very important. Now, if you read 1 Timothy 4:13, it says, Paul was telling Timothy, till I come, give attention to reading. I know that reading now, it's so easy, because you don't necessarily have to have a book. Don't just spend your time all your time on social media, from one chat room to the other. You can take out time and read. For me, I try to do at least 20 minutes a day. It's not too much. If you do 20 minutes a day, I mean, that's so much of time invested in reading. Yes, if you do it consistently in a week, in a month, in some years, you will see that you will grow and mature in that particular field. So if it was important, Paul wouldn't have told Timothy. So give attention to reading. It's so important. For you to grow, you must read. You know how we used to sing in Bible Sunday school when we were small? Read your Bible, pray every day. I mean, the rules have not changed. Read every day, pray every day. If you want to grow spiritually, then you must read. If you want to grow spiritually, then you must pray. The rules have not changed. You must give attention to reading. Then, so finally, meditation. Joshua chapter 1:8 says, let this book of the law not depart out of thy mouth, but you will meditate on it day and night. So you have prayed, you have studied your Bible, you can quieten yourself and do a recap and a rethink. You probably read a Christian literature, or you read your Bible. Just sit down, remove all activities, no chatting on your phone and all of that. Just calm down and then meditate on what you have read. You will see that at that point of meditation, you will be like, you will just suddenly tune into the part of yourself that you didn't know existed, and then you'll be able to be downloading things from your spirit. You will see that your imaginations will just go wild. You will see that your spirit man will be alert to receive from God. You will just see that some of those things that were issues for you, God will begin to drop ideas into your spirit man, and then everything will be all right. So whenever you feel stuck spiritually, if you take out time and wake up early, take out time and pray, listen to faith building messages, exercise, read, and meditate, and you will see that you will be on your way to a vibrant spiritual growth. So my name is Ezine Ahaniko, and I am rooting for you to live your best life under God. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. God bless you.